Everyone will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Commissioner Williams, will you please lead us into prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us. Father, be with us as we do the business of Mills County. God, direct us in everything that we do and bless our county with some rain. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay. So Jack, I know you're about to call me. I did hit record just then, so sorry I was a little late on that. Okay. Number 2, review and echo minutes of December 18th, December 28th. Excuse me, okay, that's it. It's December 18th, December 28th, and January the 4th. So commissioners, please check the minutes, see if there's any changes or corrections you want to do. And there was an update that was just given to us a few minutes ago. We got that.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented to us for December of the 18th, 28th, and January the 4th.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Ryan to approve the minutes for December 18th, 28th, and January the 4th.
Second.
And second's been made by Commissioner Head. Any other comments or discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Unanimous. Number 3, audience with individuals. Mr. Rex Williams, good morning. Come on up here, Rex. You want to discuss city streets in Mullen?
Yes, sir.
Let's make sure that microphone's on first so they can hear you on YouTube. I know you want the whole world to be able to hear you. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Is it working?
Okay, go ahead, Rex. Good morning.
All right. I just wanted to come and, on behalf of the city council and the citizens in and around Mullen that use the streets. And, we say a big thank you to the commissioners and the county employees for their hard work. Even though it's been muddy ever since they fixed the streets, they're still much better. So we just want to give you all a big thanks for approving it and helping us out.
Rex, glad we can help Mullen out. Commissioner Parton's everything.
Yeah, Dale got stuck heading the whole thing up. He did a good job.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you for everything for helped us out a bunch. The guys, everybody had guys off, so we got what we done with what money we had to spend.
Well, Rex, thanks, Al. We'll keep looking at that every year, addressing that, trying to do what we can for the folks in Mullen. Thanks for coming. Okay, that's all we have, the audience individuals. Number 4, review and act on accounts payables. Commissioners, you'll go through your accounts payables.
And question on the county portion of Wayne Out Bay. There's $30 upgrade that. $1,600.
Yes. That's our portion of it for the tire disposal, the computer disposal, and everything. The city goal, let's split the other half.
We can split it.
Okay.
On page 2, On precinct one, some of those charges, I like to clarify what those are for. The $155.02, that's not a trout, that's a tarp switch. The DWC pipe, that's PVC pipe, that's in repairs to our truck. What we did on that deal, we had a data port that went out. We carried it into Waco, they fixed it. That charge was $157.99. And the other $1,034.81 was fenders and mountain brackets.
Okay.
Department, 25,000 something for ballistic stuff. That's not the same thing that's on the agenda, is it?
Yes, Sheriff Ford's gonna discuss that, and there's grant money available for that. I have one question on Danny Cox on the, I guess that's material used for. Yeah.
777 yards, or 770 yards in period. $6.
Yeah.
But he's out.
Yeah. I hadn't seen that.
Everybody's out there.
So, I mean, we got several we get from throughout the year, usually they have material. Okay. That's all I had. Anything else, Commissioner? Any other questions? Okay. I'll make a motion, we approve the accounts payables.
Second.
Motion's been made by me, second by Commissioner Rod, to approve the accounts payables. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Consent agenda, Commissioner, you'll see all the consent agenda. A lot of reports from the Treasurer's Office, JT's office, EMS, Veteran Service Officer, Sheriff's Office, on and on. As always, everybody was very busy through the month of December, last quarter.
On the treasurer's report from the clerk's office, it's this and. This one. Order. Of this. The treasurer's report from the county clerk's office. Is it?
I don't have a treasurer's report to the kind of place.
Well, it's in our top, but it can move.
That's comes from my office.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. That's their monthly report.
It's in there. It's all.
Still can always all October.
This is
So you will see like no activity in a lot of the special use funds where all those funds and these go to because we have been unable to reconcile since October.
okay. Be good on the audit. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not me being able not reconcilable. We're going to conversion. Things aren't mapping correctly, we're not doing the report process correctly, it's taking a long time to get customers through. So there's all issues, and that's why we're at. I have done all I can do within my office to get it fixed.
Okay.
It has to come from the clerk's office down to my office before I can reconcile it, and it has to be correct.
Okay. Commissioners, any other questions on consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve. the consent agenda.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the consent agenda,
I second it.
second by what, Commissioner Wright?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the facilities report was not in the consent agenda.
Say that again, Jackie, I couldn't understand you.
The facilities report was not in the consent agenda, so you may need to amend your motion.
I'll amend the motion, that we approve the consent agenda minus the facilities report.
Okay.
Mike, do you second?
Yeah, I second it.
Mike's, the new, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams minus the, facilities report, second by Commissioner Wright. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Action agenda number 5, consider an act on approving surety bonds for Chief Deputy Daniel Garza, Deputy John Fincher, and Deputy Clerk Julie Fincher. As you know, we do these every year. We have 3 to do. I would make a motion that we approve the, surety bonds for those 3 individuals.
Second.
Well, I think you beat you to it, Commissioner Wright. I made a motion, second by Commissioner Head. In the discussion. All those in favor of approving the surety bonds for those 3 individuals, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 6, discussion of Angel Armor Ballistic Vest. Sheriff Poole, if you'd come up here, please. Commissioners, you saw a notation, roughly 25,000, 26,000 for these ballistic vests. And Sheriff Poole, which I agree, we want to let y'all know about it and what's going on, and he's going to talk about the grant process. It's pretty well washed out deal. So Sheriff Poole, go ahead, sir.
Right, good morning, Commissioners. The Angel Armor ballistic vests, we applied for the grant for that. I believe it's been almost a year ago that we've been in this process. Just, I think at the beginning of last month, the grant was approved through the Office of the Governor. The funds are there for it. We just have to order the vests, which they came and they fitted everybody for the vests. We ordered the vests and I believe, it's on the account payment for today. So we had to pay for it with our funds first. And then once the vests are received, then we turn that over to the governor's office that we receive the products and they reimburse us the actual amount. So it's just a little bit of a process there, but they said that, when we're fitted and ordered, they said within 60 days, we should have those vests. So probably looking at mid-February, end of February, I would guess, before we receive everything. So,
And I think you told me every 4 years or so, y'all try to get new armor vest in, correct?
it depends on the armor. I believe these are rated for probably 7 years.
7 years,
So,
okay.
because, the grant process on these ballistic vests had to come with rifle protection as well. So it brings the armor up to a level 4. So it'll have the soft armor plates in it like we normally wear, but it'll also have a hard insert. We can insert into the vest for rifle protection as well. So it's a much better protective piece of equipment for the deputies.
Okay. Questions, commissioners? Sheriff Poole, thank you. I know you're staying busy.
Working on it.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Sheriff Poole.
Thank you.
So that's just discussion, commissioners. We'll go down to number 7, consider an act on order for primary election on March the 5th, 2024. This is a process we do every time come election. I'll make a few points. The early voting looks like begins on February 20th of 24, which is a Monday. And the actual election will be March the 5th of 2024. Questions or discussion regarding the primary election? Well, I'll make a motion that we, approve the, primary election on March the 5th of 2024.
Second,
Okay, motion's been made by me, second by Commissioner Wright to approve the primary election on March 5th, 2024. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on, number 8, consider an act on purchasing / lease agreement with Starlink to have a backup internet connection available for the Eclipse. And we got Mr. David Sons. David, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can.
Via Zoom today. He was a little under the weather, so he decided to come via Zoom to us. And I was gonna prep this a little bit. David, this is one of the many requirements that we do have that needing a backup system, especially for the voting primaries and whatnot. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So anyway, this is basically a backup internet service, folks, commissioners, for our CTTC system we currently have. David, I'll turn it over to you, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So what we're proposing here is a secondary internet connection using a commercial Starlink connection. We were using that in another county right now as a secondary internet connection. It works very well. We're going to be installing that, if approved, at the law enforcement center first. Then the second step to that is getting the connection between the courthouse and the law enforcement center. But we definitely want to get it in prior to the eclipse on April 8th. We think that there's going to be a lot of internet jamming up there with all the people coming in and so many people connecting through the airways. We want to make sure that we have a secondary internet connection for emergency response and that sort of thing.
David, I want to add one thing too. Commissioners, in your package, you see there's a upfront cost, one-time purchase of $6,800 and $6,866. Then after that, and David, I believe I'm correct, it's a $250 monthly assessment, correct?
Yes, yes, sir. And it's not a long-term agreement. It's a month by month. So
if we did in a year or 2 years, this is in a long-term lease, in a year or 2 years, whenever we find someone that can do a more inexpensive job, we can transfer, correct, David?
that is correct, sir.
Our internet, so this is a completely different deal, ain't it?
Yes, sir. So if CTTC goes down, this one automatically takes over.
Why are they gonna go down?
No,
I would-
Starlink is satellite.
Yeah, it's satellite.
Yeah.
I would think that would be more of an issue than something that's ground-based or wire.
So so I use Starlink at home and I haven't had that many issues with it. You know, there's going to be issues regardless. A fiber cut would take you out for a period of time too, all the construction that's going on around. And right now we don't have a land-based solution, a secondary land-based solution that we feel like is acceptable for what we're looking for at this time. So we think that this is the best solution at this point in time.
Go up seeing like they're thinking they're gonna have a problem or what?
I talked to one of them yesterday, he said they were seeing no problem. Now, it may be for people coming through. But not for the internet local.
I mean,
I was gonna say, I can stand up and talk.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, come up here, this Holly, this is Holly Ragsdale, David, she's our CEM, executive officer, whatever we want to call her. Go ahead, Holly.
So in our past, in the history, we compare what we've been doing for preparation is comparing to the 2017 total solar eclipse that affected Wyoming. And Wyoming had a problem with AT&T, Verizon, every satellite, internet, phone service went down during that. Influx their state. So that is something, and I didn't know that y'all, I just saw this on the agenda. I didn't know this was a discussion y'all were gonna have. I do whatever he tells you, because when it comes to the internet stuff, I have no idea. It goes over my head. But, in the past and in the history and talking to individuals in Wyoming that experience that, DPS and dispatchers and individuals that experience that, they lost service. They had no way of communication. And that's why we have had continuous meetings about make sure we have ham operators, make sure that, you know, we have MSTAT radios, make sure our dispatch system is up to date and good. Because there potentially, this cell phone right here probably won't work that weekend. If we are getting what we're expecting, that large influx of people, we already have trouble with AT&T and Verizon in our county anyways. I mean, go to Star and see if you get service. But what I've been pushing to y'all with my meetings is expect there not to be any phone service. Expect that internet will go out, and expect that internet will have too much influx.
The satellite internet.
And yeah, Starlink, I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
It's just gonna be a backup system.
But, I mean, co-op provides internet, it's all hardline into places.
Correct.
So
And I
you
will
can't
tell
get
you-
on my internet unless I let you on there. So I mean, the influence of internet use on the co-op, I don't think it's gonna be an influence because unless you get on open routers, but I mean, that's very few people actually let their routers open.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't know, nobody knows, but again, history from Wyoming, 2017, all their wireless companies, all their internet co-op companies, they struggled that period of time. And we are planning on, that is on my list of requests from the state, and that will be sent in for a AT&T Cow, Colt, whatever you want to call it, portable, you know, service trailer, and that's gonna be placed somewhere in the city, hopefully primarily for emergency services, but that, you know, be worked out. So that's a plan to request from the state. But again, I don't know, with Starlink, C2TC, I don't know what's.
Well, and again, David, my understanding, this is more or less one of those mandates from the state that we have to have this for a backup system for the upcoming elections, correct?
So correct, that coming down from the elections audit that we had, one of their requirements is that it's 2 internet connections, redundant internet connection. It's not a mandatory thing yet because not all counties have that, but it's coming down the pipe. And also it's just best practice. Anytime you're dealing with technology, if you've got a single point of failure, that's a problem. So that's what we're just trying to eliminate.
So David, I have one question. It says on the items, it says Starlink Business, then it says Priority, and then it says 1 TB. Can you explain what those 3 items are?
Okay, so commercial is gets priority over residential services. So right now I have residential service. If there was an influx in communication, the commercial would take priority over the residential. So that's what that means. The 1 terabyte is at the price you get 1 terabyte per month. 1 terabyte is a lot of data. Especially if we're dealing with a backup. Now at this point, they don't charge any additional. If they did anything, they would slow it down a little bit, but they're not even doing that right now. And what was the third one, Commissioner Williams?
Well, that actually answers it, but my question is if let's say that we have an influx of 10,000 people in the county and 2,500 of them bring their own Starlink site with them. And so how you gonna say, well, Mills County gets priority? I know you're saying we'll get commercial, but how does that work? I mean, are they gonna kick us off or is that gonna be full? Cause I mean, there's some of the totals they say there's gonna be more than 10,000 people here.
Yeah. Yeah. So my biggest concern is, from a hardwire standpoint, if there was an accident or something that took out a line, with all that traffic coming through, if they hit a post and took out a fiber line, that would be a concern. I don't think you're going to have that many people come through with Starlink. You're going to have most people coming in with their own their own AT&T, Verizon type services. The Starlink services for traveling is very expensive, you know, if you put it on your motorhome. So I don't think you're gonna have a whole lot of that.
Williams, I know you're in contact with Central Texas on the internet wire from the sheriff's department over here, and status reports on that.
No, they're getting a work order put in, and once the work order's put in, it'll be brought to both of us, and
Okay,
I know that price was given to Goldsmith and stuff, and it's in their budget, and they're gonna go ahead and do that. So
Okay.
that's
Yes, sir.
gonna be able to connect these two entities together, which will connect the Starlink if we do that. So, and all of this, in my understanding, is in the budget, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But then this is, when would this be projected to be active and put in if y'all approved it today?
David, when would this be approved, bud?
So it's about a 2-week time frame to get the equipment in, and then we'll start installing it right away.
We should hopefully have it by 1st of February then.
Yes, sir.
yeah, so some, when we were doing the research on it, some of it was months out.
Yeah,
But,
it's
but
really-
the business side of it was not. It's pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, residential takes a while, but commercial does not.
Okay, David, thank you, sir. Commissioners, any other questions or comments on this,
If this is something that's coming down from the state, is the state providing any funding?
No.
No, not that I'm aware of. Called an unfunded mandate. Okay, any other questions, comments?
Here's my thing. I don't mind us trying it. If it doesn't work, we can get rid of it, especially after the elections. It'll get us through this election process.
Okay.
It'll get us through the eclipse, whatever this thing called, this, when the moon goes and sun comes. But anyway, and we'll try it. If we don't, we can cancel it. The way David says, we can cancel it anytime. And so we're only looking at, 2 or 3 months out there that would be, besides having the equipment. And if you always have the equipment, you don't send the equipment back. Is that right, David?
That's correct. You purchase it.
And so then if you wanted to re-up it next year or something like that, all you have to do is do another re-up. So you're spending a little money, but you got the hard equipment already. So I don't know. That's kind of my thinking.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Well, I'll make a motion that we consider an act on purchasing or do a purchase lease agreement with Starlink.
I'll second.
Motion's been made by me, second by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion?
This is mandated.
Pardon?
This is mandated.
That's what I've been told.
Not yet. It's not a mandate yet. It's coming down the pipe.
Coming down the pipe.
Yeah,
The
yes, sir.
They're getting it already.
Yeah.
Population wise.
So anyway, I made a motion, Commissioner Williams seconded. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor of doing the purchase lease agreement with Starlink, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? One opposed. 4-4, one opposed. Got that, Joy? Okay. Number 9, consider an act on accepting a 3 by 30-foot tin horn donated from landowner to precinct 1. Commissioner Ryan, I believe this is yours.
I had a landowner that had a old tin horn on his property that it went to the electric co-op. And he didn't want it, so he asked us if we could use it, and then I said, sure we could. I have a picture of it, if y'all like to look at it, and I don't know the value of it. It's probably, after you see the tin horn, you'll probably say, it's not very valuable. That's it. You can pass it down to other guys too.
You got a few dents in.
And I told him we could always use it, cut the ends of it off and,
Okay.
but anyway, I felt like that, instead of throwing it away or just crushing it, I would try to use it. That's all I have.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Comments?
Make a motion, we accept the 3 foot by 30 foot tin horn donated to precinct 1 by landowner.
Okay.
Value unknown.
I'll second
Okay, Commissioner Williams made a motion to approve the tin horn Commissioner Parton has made the second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of accepting the tin horn donated from landowner precinct 1, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I abstain.
What else?
His thing.
Oh, he abstained?
Yeah, I abstain.
So 4, 1 abstain. Commissioner Wright.
You made the second.
Commissioner Parton. Commissioner Williams motion, Commissioner Parton second. 4 in favor, 1 abstain. Commissioner Wright. Number 10, consider enacting repairs for Dura Hall belly dump.
I put that on the agenda. I went to Jason, we was gonna order some, the tarp arms and stuff like that. But considering the cost, we both kind of decided to put it on the agenda to. I think we just need to replace them. That one's all tore all to pieces anyway. And, me and Jason looked at just getting a whole new setup for it. And everything.
What's the setup cost in about 25?
About 25.
25.
Plus the boards boards are running down the side, they've been broke up so much, they need to repair them too.
And we'll take this out of the road bridge.
Right, but since it was, since,
How we're set up.
Oh.
We just got it today, so.
Those arms may be replaced, I don't know about the whole.
well, yeah, I mean, we talked about trying to make them match set, but I mean, the reason why me and Jason was kind of looking at the whole thing is, you know, you got your spare parts and the time you pick and choose, I think it was.
Repairs and supplies on that road and bridge disbursements is, we've got $17,098.68 in that.
Did
We've
we
got,
put extra in for tires or is it all?
yes,
the
no,
same?
tires are separate. It's got its own line item and we bought maybe one tire, it looks like. And it was a price of 10,000, so. But anyway,
What was the cost of it, Robert?
I think they said, I mean, we can go either way, we can get the arms or we can get a whole new kit, it don't matter to me.
if we get the whole kit, we have spare backup parts, but the arms are no good. So they have to come on a truck to be shipped, so.
Okay.
Basically, we just, I think, you said what, around 2,500 for the whole kit. And I mean, you still gotta pay the same shipping one way or the other.
Yeah, they give you an extra motor and an extra tire,
Right.
maybe the old one, but. still be used.
Well, I mean, we can use the old one or whatever.
Part of boards on the side, I think what we did to the dump truck is the way to go. It's more expensive, but.
We just wanted to put this Durahall on there to make sure that, you know, if everybody was on the same page on that, buying those parts and stuff, so.
Make a motion, we buy the parts for it.
Okay,
I'll second.
motion's been made by Commissioner Wright to, buy the parts and repairs to the Dura Hall belly dump. Second has been made by Commissioner Parton. All those in favor of approving the repairs to the Dura Hall belly dump, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 11, Commissioner's requests and reports. Commissioner Wright, go ahead.
Visitor road work, that's all I have.
Okay. Commissioner Head.
Guys, they spent the 2 weeks over at Dell working with him. I went over off and on. But during that time, we also, Louis Canada showed up. He flowed underneath the low water crossing about to lose. And also, I went over and dug the footings for him and, we poured the concrete for the riffraff apron on it. And, just done some stuff like that and they also had the holidays to go through, so, that's about it.
Okay, Commissioner Parton.
Probably the biggest thing was we spent the last 2 weeks of the year working on the streets at Mullen. Really appreciate the help of precinct 2 and precinct 4 guys and the commissioners. Got I guess you could say got what we could get done with the funds that we had to spend over there. Maybe next year will be a different deal. Maybe the city of Mullen can come up. We've got to have material. Now, that's just, and that's most expensive thing, so.
And I want to add to that, it was sure nice that Tommy Head let us
Tommy-
get y'all some
Tommy
material.
had-
And
Gave us some
Yeah.
material outside of town there. We bought a little less than $4,000 worth of material from Scott. We did not, the city of Mullen did. And Tommy had donated about 400 yards of other dirt, so it allowed us to kind of get the one side of Mullen, hopefully kind of up in order. Of course, like Rex said, it's rained ever since we put it down, so it'll dry out.
Yeah, it'll get dry again.
Maybe next year we can add some more of the city to it, and maybe get the street kind of back up. Other than that, they're working on some equipment there. Everybody in the precinct says we need to be blading, but they don't realize that it's too wet to blade, so we're just, trying to repair stuff and start out again.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Williams, precinct 4.
kind of what everybody else has already said, we're working on a few roads, working on some equipment, help Mullen. Worn out on County Road 550 way out there, trying, our service truck is down again. It's the third time, same thing. Mechanic says it's a different thing every time and it comes out to be the same thing. So anyway, it's on them the last 2 times. But anyway, hopefully we'll get that out today. And then we got a pretty good sized project of a 10-1 one putting it out to Ebony community. So you'll may know that one road will be closed for about 2 days or something like that. But,
Okay.
that's all I have.
Okay, number 12, county judge's report. Well, first off, we didn't have the
Raining.
Pouring down,
Well, thank God for rain, and rain is coming.
and windy is
We're
sorted
getting
out.
rain. First off, facilities report. Courthouse doors has been a real sore subject. I've been working on these courthouse doors for a long time. We got rain, which is good, but then all the doors swelled. So the damn doors wouldn't open, wouldn't close, the keys wouldn't work, on and on. I contacted the owner of Integrity One. He is supposed to be here today. I contacted him on Friday to try to get these doors resolved. We still hadn't paid them, I think, roughly, $9,000 left. Still hadn't paid them, which we're not gonna pay until the doors are working, locks work, et cetera, et cetera. So, that's been a real sore subject, but, we are looking into the issue. Flooding issues at the law enforcement center. We all met there, last week, had a good positive, visit with everyone. We got some good, I think, solutions. We're trying to do this as inexpensive as possible to make it, the things work. Commissioners, I know you all are in contact with each other, status time, Commissioner Wright, were you, working on some this week or next week or?
If it kind of gets away from the rain, I'd like to go out there and do some blading on the,
Okay.
some of it and, start working on a little bit of it.
Okay, Commissioners, anything else on the law enforcement, can you tell me or anything?
Now, I talked to Ed, and he's gonna get back with me one day this week and have that phone, and I think stuff over there.
It's,
Sanders.
Sanders,
Yes.
Okay.
For the pilot.
okay, for the pipe and stuff, okay.
Robbie, who used to work for England,
Uh,
he has, reached out to some of his people that are still working there, looking for some of those tiles, those blocks.
okay,
That
the
we're
boss,
talking about.
let's talk about.
He said, Robbie was saying that they did have a bunch in Sabah. And then they, at one time,
Okay, good.
so maybe.
Okay.
Sabah.
Well, what we're referring to, people, all that these are some big blocks we can get to help make more of a retaining wall or something, which is gonna be a fairly more inexpensive process than trying to do a whole concrete retaining.
Well,
Go
a
ahead.
little bit more on that too, Jason. I know we discussed that across the road, that drainage. And how it's a pain and what we're gonna try to do to resolve some of it. We did talk with the landowners in that situation where the landowners give the county permission to be on their property. And I know you made a comment that we're not allowed on private property, which I don't think that's correct. As long as the landowner gives us permission.
Private work.
Well, I talked to County Attorney Hale, he's already left, and regarding flooding issues, he said if we like dug that area out or something, we can legally work over there, so I did talk to County Attorney Hale, and that was one of the proposals. I don't know if they could move the tin horn was, but maybe digging some of that area out or something. But anyway, he said we could do that since the law enforcement center was slow. So, anyway, so we'll keep working on the law enforcement center. We'll be communicating with all the law enforcement folks, so bear with us, guys. We'll keep trying to work on that and get it resolved. It's nice to have rain time.
Yeah.
A little hard. Hail too. Yeah, we don't need too much of that hail. Flooding issues also, I'm getting loud in here, flooding issues also in the courthouse. Brought to my attention, and we all get busy and we forget about things, and Commissioner Parton brought my attention, we still haven't resolved these flooding issues in the basement of the courthouse. I had that Tennessee guy Burns it today. I will follow up on the people who will come through to do some work and some quotes. And I don't know if the next commissioner's report, or maybe soon, the next month, we have a proposal of what we can do, okay? But we do need to address that because everybody remembers what happened, when was that, 3 or 4 months ago? Whole basement got flooded again. And, the audit was planned for tomorrow. It's been canceled. I think there's been some sickness with the audit group. So that's gonna be rescheduled for next week. And, David, that's all I got, bud. I hope you get well. If you're still there for go to
Yes,
David.
yes, sir. I'm here. Thank you so much.
Well, take care.
All right.
And, folks, that's all I got from County Judge's Report number 13.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion been made, and Commissioner Ryder adjourned. Second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.